Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So on today's video I'll be taking you guys on how to make an halter-neck flea dress. So if this is the content you're interested in watching, please keep watching and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more amazing video like this. So to get started, we are using 2 yards of fabric for our dress. Just in case you want to make yours, please endeavor to use 2.5 or 3 yards of fabric, because at the end of the video I noticed I needed more fabric to make the collar facing and also the armhole facing, so I managed the one that was left. So to get started, we are going to be folding this fabric like on a 180-degree, as if you're cutting a 180-degree flare, just as I'm doing like this, not the way straight way we used to cut. Just you fold it triangular shape, just like this. So I'm so sorry because I never knew the camera wasn't capturing this part that I was doing. So just in case you're making it, please endeavor to listen to my voice note too well, so you can get the design as you can see here. So I went ahead to dress up the camera just to place it at a better side, but still no, it wasn't able to capture what I needed it to capture, so you guys can see very well. So after that, we measure the full length of the flea dress, which is my full length of 58 inches. Then we marked it out, and then from there we marked out the shoulder to our bust line, shoulder to waistline, which is 16, then shoulder to the hip line, just for us to get the accurate measurement that we want. So here we're already measuring the full length, which is 58 inches, because the reason why it's 58, my normal full inches is actually full length is actually 60, but because it's a crepe and it actually falls very well, so I actually reduced it by 58 inches, because at the end of the day I still noticed that the flea was just as I wanted it. So to get started, we move ahead to measure. So here we are going to be measuring we are not going to be making use of the shoulder like the normal shoulder that we want. So from there, after marking out your shoulder to bust line, which is the vertical measurement of shoulder to bust line, shoulder to half length, and shoulder to your hip region, this actually determines where you'll be making your measurement. And from here we are going to be making use of 7 inches for the shoulder. That's the shoulder that we are going to be needing, just as it is an halter neck, so we are going to be making use of 7 inches. So at the 7 inches we measured, from there we measured our armhole of 9 inches, which is 18 divided by 2, we had 9 inches. So sorry, I'm going to actually show you guys later. So and on this part we actually went in to measure the bust line, which is 30 divided by 4, we have 9.5. then we went to the waistline, we measured 7.5 at this point, then added 1.5 inches for both the that and also the sewing allowance. So we went down to where the hip region. So normally we really do not need a hip measurement at this point, because it's a free dress and it's it's flare at the end of the dress itself. So we just measure the round the hip measurement, not as if we needed it, but we just did it just for formality's sake. So after then we'll move ahead to cutting out this pattern. So at the end of the day, I'm going to show you guys on how I was able to cut out the armhole and also the neckline, which is the halter neck, like to show you guys. So after that we actually cut out that and went back to cut out the back pattern. And for the back pattern we actually did the same thing, just that we reduced the difference between the front and the back line is that the front neckline is lower than the back neckline, which the front neckline is 2 inches depth, and the back neckline is 1 inch. That's because we are actually imputing, or we are adding a collar neck to it, which is halter neck, as the name implies. So we're going to be placing the front pattern we already cut out to the other pattern to cut out the back pattern that we need. So to move ahead, we actually placing it at this point, and after placing it, please make sure that you actually lay this well. For you guys, you can decide to use, if you're not able to get a very shaky crepe material, you can decide to use a lycra, because lycra will also do the same job as this crepe is doing, because this crepe is actually a shaky material. So after placing it there, move ahead to cutting out this pattern. Just as we can see, we're really placing it well, so we'll not have any issue to, after cutting, maybe we have shortness of the material or something. Just you have to be very very careful when cutting out yours. So this is the process of we cutting it. So we are cutting exactly the same measurement and the same thing like the front line. The only difference, as I said earlier, is that the front line is, the neckline for the front line is deeper than the front line. Then for the front line, we are actually making use of a bust dart. So at the armhole measurement, we measured, for the bust dart, we measured 7 inches, and then from different between 6 inches and 7 inches, we notched it. Then we went down by 4.5 inches for the length of the back line. So you can see the way we are cutting out the halter neck. That's the same thing we did to the front line. So just in case you're seeing what I'm doing here, we also did the same thing, and we actually notched out the point at which we'll be notching, sewing our bust dart. At this point, you can see how where we notch down the bust dart. Then we move ahead to measure the neckline of 2 inches, as we said earlier, that the front pattern will be having 2 inches depth for the neckline, then 1 inch depth for the back line. So this is we cutting out this neckline like so. After doing, we're going to be moving out to cutting out the back neckline, to which is 1 inch for the back neckline, just as we are doing right now. So this was what I was trying to talk about, that the camera wasn't able to capture this point. So after making sure we measure this, so move ahead to place this pattern, which is, this is the front pattern. You're going to be placing it like this and be dividing it into two to get the midpoint of the front pattern. So to get the midpoint, this we actually wanted to measure where we will be having our dart measurement. So this is not like your regular, this is just like a normal dart you used when making a dress or an office dress. This is how it looks like. So from there we measured shoulder to bust line. From your bust line we measured down to 10 inches. Then to get that properly, we actually ironed this point, the midpoint, to get the midpoint that we needed to measure the that line. That's because this material is a very shaky material, just as I said earlier, that you have to be really careful when making use of this. So we are actually ironed, we already done the front pattern, and this is the back pattern. We are also doing the same thing to the back pattern to get the midpoint at which we want. So after getting the midpoint, this will now determine to measure, how to measure the dart um, line that will be needed for this dress, just as you can see like this. So when making use of this, so this is what we did. After getting the midpoint, then we measured, we closed down 4 inches, we measured 4 inches shoulder to your bust line first. We measured 10 inches for bust line. Then from there we measured 10 inches from your bust line downward, that's the length of the dart is actually 10 inches. So from there, we actually measured nipple to nipple point divided by 2 to get the point at which we'll be making our dart measurement. That is where we are having 4 inches for the length, the difference between the two darts, as we can see. So we folded it, after making it, we folded this point to check out the dart measurement that we needed. We folded it, and I said the length is actually 10 inches long, 10 inches long, as I said earlier. So you have to be very careful when doing your own, just to be at the safer side. So we folded this 4 inches as we wanted it to be. That's the difference between the two darts is actually 8 inches. That is your nipple to nipple point divided by 2. So from here we marked out the 10 inches that we needed. So went ahead to sew it and also to sew the bust measurement. So this is what we have for the two, both the front pattern and the back pattern. So we are actually moving ahead to cut out the armhole facing for this um outer dress. So to cut out the armhole facing, just the way we used to cut out our neck facing, which is our neckline facing, we actually place the armhole to the material like this to get the facing at which we needed. And mind you, we are not actually using the point at which that point of the armhole, we are not that's not the point we are using. We are using the other side, because the point at the armhole will be the one outside, will be the one to be sewn outside. So the other part that is curvy is where we are going to be joining to the armhole, to actually face the armhole, to cover out the armhole. Then the armhole side, the curve for the armhole side will be the one facing the outer part. So this is what we have. We actually cut out 4 pieces that we needed, and this is us after joining the facing to the fabric. This is what we have. So move ahead to cut out the halter neck facing. So to cut out this halter neck, you're going to be folding this fabric into a 180-degree flare, as we said earlier. So after placing it like that, we're going to be cutting out 3 inches for the length of this facing. So we needed 3 inches. So what we needed at the end of the day is 2 inches or 1.5 inches, depending on how wide you want yours to be. So I make sure that I used 2 inches. So I used half inch on both sides to join them together, which is 1 inch in total, to get 2 inches for the length of the wideness of my this thing of the outer neck. So this is what we have. So at the end of the day, I told you guys I wasn't able to the material wasn't enough to actually get what I wanted, and this is the result. This is how stunning and how gorgeous it look. Please, if you like this video, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up by liking, sharing and commenting for more amazing video. Bye.